Good morning. My name is Latoya Logan. I am the CEO and founder of Project Lift Behavioral Health Services, a newly developed nonprofit organization located in Cleveland, Ohio, in the historic Huff neighborhood. I have to forewarn you right now that this is my first video, and I'm an extremely animated person. I talk with my hands, my head's gonna move, so bear with me. I just wanted to provide some feedback and kind of a backstory as to why Project Lift was developed, what my goals are for it, and the impact I believe we can make in the community. I've worked for over 10 years as a social worker providing mental health treatment, case management, community linkage, and support to children, youth, and families who are court involved in one way or the other, whether it's for truancy issues, criminal issues, or victims of violence. So my interest here is more than just I wanted to paint a different picture for how we look at individuals returning to society. It's more about really protecting our communities and reinvesting in the actual cultural development, economic development, and of course residential development within our communities who so desperately need it. I chose Huff because I believe that with the history located there and the recent transitions made in the neighborhood, it's the perfect location to put a program that provides supportive housing, treatment, and most important, adult readiness programming to youth who live within that neighborhood, but more broadly, live within Cuyahoga County and the surrounding counties. Consider for a moment, you hear all the stories of the shootings, you hear the stories of individuals being released and they're homeless, you hear about people being out for 1 month and returning back to prison, and we all think, what is to be done? What can we do? And I was like that, even as a social worker who worked in the correctional facility providing services and supporting my staff with doing that. I always asked myself what more could be done. And at the end of the day, there wasn't anything that I could do within that particular job title that could provide more support services and have a bigger impact in the community. So after years of really processing and thinking and going back and forth and questioning what I could do as an individual, I decided to put pen to paper and develop Project Lift Behavioral Health Services. The goals with this particular project is to provide a reentry program for juveniles ages 16 to 21 who need supportive housing due to dysfunctional family lifestyles, due to being 18 or 19 and being told they can't return home, and more importantly, because they may decide that home is the worst environment for them, that they would like to go elsewhere. So this program provides the first of its kind, a re-entry supportive housing, transitional housing program for juveniles. There is no other program in Ohio that exists to support these particular individuals, and I believe that's probably the number one reason why these particular juveniles return to prison, whether in the juvenile system or the adult system, at extremely high rates. Working within the juvenile correctional system, I've worked with every type of felony you can imagine. I've worked with 14-year-old males who are in for nonviolent offenses. I've worked with 20-year-old males who've been locked up for 5 years and due to their behavior should be sent to the adult system. But what I worked with primarily, my experience with those young men, is many of them are intelligent, they are academically inclined, they're looking for structure, and when given the opportunity to excel, they do. It is our belief with Project Lift, board members and myself, that we can provide the correct guidance, support, and exposure to opportunities that they may have decided don't fit them due to their past experiences, due to environmental influences, and due to lack of family support. Now, this isn't a perfect solution. This certainly isn't a 100% success rate program. I don't think any program can offer that. What we are offering, though, is the opportunity to allow these males a chance to succeed, a chance to excel in an environment that they've never been in. Take for a moment a young male, 19 years old. He's in juvenile correctional facility for a violent crime involving a gun at the age of 15. He served 3 years and now he's looking to be released. During his time, initially, he fought a lot. He was disrespectful to staff. But over time, he developed positive, pro-social relationships with authority figures and peers. He was able to earn his first A's and B's in an academic setting. He obtained his GED, and he has aspirations now to pursue higher learning. But this young male will go back into the environment that allowed him access to the gun, where his father is an absent figure, his mother is completely unstable, his friends are all using drugs, some are gang members. You know the story. If given the opportunity to go into a more structured, positive environment, this is a young male who could excel. He's already proven in a correctional facility that he can do it. So what that tells me is these young males, as much as they may say you can't tell me anything, they don't want to be told anything, they're grown, they see the value of a supportive adult relationship. And when given that support, when given appropriate guidance, when taught boundaries, they can excel. Regardless of who we are, none of us can exist in a silo. We all have to have support systems built around us. That young man returning to an environment that is crime-ridden, that is drug-infested, that is impoverished, where the only thing he's going to be exposed to on a daily basis is maladaptive behaviors that landed him in prison in the first place. It doesn't make good sense. And then, of course, the parole expectations are do not interact with anyone who's involved in criminal activity. But how can you do that when the criminal activity is within your home? So we have to think outside the box when we're talking about successful reentry and what we can do as citizens to not only support that young man, but really to support our own communities and the economic and social development within our neighborhoods. It isn't just about him. It's about him, his family, the children he may have, the individuals he will interact with, the neighborhood he chooses to live in, the job he chooses to pursue. It's larger than that one male. That one male has the ability to impact thousands of individuals with every single action. Why not provide that individual with the skills necessary to make positive choices, to reach for the stars, to actually aspire to be more than what he's been exposed to in his 19 years of life? That's what Project Lift is about. Inspiring the ambition to aspire. We want to expose these young males to what they have not been exposed to. We want them to seek out opportunities and know that opportunities do exist. But if you don't know, you don't know. And no one can hold you responsible for what you don't know. So Project Lift is about addressing that ignorance and building up the self-worth and value that they can see, oh, I am worth something. I can do something. I can be more than what I was when I was that 15-year-old man who used that gun and committed that crime. I can be more. So if you believe that we are more than the mistakes that we make, that we can turn our lives around, that we, you, me, and everybody can be a part of the solution to improve our communities and truly change the way we treat juveniles who are returning, please get involved. Whether you donate, whether you share information about Project Lift, whether you choose to contact me to volunteer, I appreciate anything you would be willing to do to further the mission and goals of Project Lift. I thank you for your time. Until next time.